Bruce with IceSkulz, and I'd like to give you a few tips and tricks on how to get the best use out of our products, the IceSkulz cap and the IceSkulz mold. The first tip we have is just how to fill up your IceSkulz mold. What you'll do is you'll take the bottom, which is the part that doesn't have the holes in it, put in roughly a cup and a half of water, or you just fill it up to the fill line. There's a fill line that's shown right here. And then what you'll do is take the top, place it on top, and gently seal it around the edges. You'll see some of the water come up through the holes, and that's just fine. Then what you actually want to do is probably top it off just a little bit in the fill hole until you see water coming out these other holes. That means that all three of these high points have been filled with water, and you'll come out with a really nice looking piece of ice, just like this one here. Then what you do is put it in the freezer and wait a couple hours, and you'll have your IceSkulz cap. If you're going to transport to some other place, we recommend keeping your IceSkulz cap inside of the mold. And what you can also do is fill up the mold lid, as I'm doing here, until it just covers all the holes. You might want to drain off just a little bit of that water, and then put that into the freezer just like that. And now it'll take about 6 hours to freeze, but you'll have this nice thermal mass on top that'll keep it nice and cold, and the mold will keep the IceSkulz cap from breaking, and it'll last a long time like this, especially if you put it in a cooler. Now, to put in your IceSkulz cap inside of the hat, please note that there is a pointed end, which is actually the front. The other end, the other side, does not have the point. Only the front does. So what you're going to want to do is insert the front, or the pointed end first, slide it in, and Velcro the back. Then you're going to want to roll the cap around so that the top material stretches over the ice. That makes it a better fit, and this ice is pushed down then by the swimsuit material on the top, and that'll help keep it from bouncing. For some people, depending on the material internal to the hat, you get somewhat of a trampoline effect if it's bouncing off your head, if it's not laying flat on the head. That just happens to depend on your head shape and the type of material that we have in here. So what you can do is, first, one thing you can do is just to put water all inside the cap before you put the ice in it. If you wait till after, the ice will crack. So you can wet it down and it becomes more stretchy that way. Alternatively, you can just undo the back and just be careful when you're putting it on so the ice doesn't fall out. But once it's on, it's not going to fall out because it'll either be tied or Velcroed in, like so. And it will still stay in there, and yet it relaxes the material to where it won't bounce on your head. And those are some tips and tricks for using the IceSkulz cap.